Hey, this is Okay. I am back again, inking the Star Wars Weight Gain Commission. This is Sabine and Hera over here. Uh, last video I did, I was inking Hera's face and her head tails. Now this video we'll be doing Sabine Wren, the Mandalorian. Okay, she is also suffering from some weight gain herself. You can see down here. Today I'm going to be doing her face. I'm going to be talking about EA Star Wars Battlefront 2 controversy. Oh, man. So I've kind of been following it in the newspapers, and I decided to get more educated and watch some YouTube videos to see just what this EA microtransaction thing is all about. Get to the major well, I have the major points already, but I just wanted to get into the details. Like, why is this such a big deal? I had what I went into this knowing was there were microtransactions. They seem to be adopting a pay-to-play method for these console games of Battlefront 2. I don't know if we're all familiar with the mobile pay-to-play games. Clash of Clans is a big one. There's a multitude of games like Clash of Clans. EA's version is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, a game which I'm very familiar with because I've been playing for about a year. I've never spent a penny on the game, just free to play, so haha, suck it, EA. No, but really, I guess, you know the story. With games today, people who create the games have figured out that you can do a different way. You can make a game a different way, and you can make more money if you make it a certain way. Multiplayer, where you can buy things, you can buy expansion packs, downloads, you can pay for your subscription pass to be playing online with other people. PlayStation used to have this for free with the PlayStation 4. It now costs money to be playing online with other PlayStation consoles and your friends and everything. So yeah, there's multiple ways of making money after they've already gotten your money for the game. You know, like a $60, $70 purchase, maybe $80 if there's add-ons for the game that you can buy up front, which EA is definitely taking advantage of. Not every game company is doing those kind of add-on charges. And I just want to go ahead and say that I am posting down below in the description a link to the petition to get EA removed from the Star Wars licensing brand, or their license to use the Star Wars brand. It's a petition that's reaching out to Disney to say, hey, EA is abusing this license, and we want you to prevent them from holding the copyright on, or at least the exclusive right to produce Star Wars games, because they're doing a pretty crappy job at it. I did have Star Wars Battlefront 1, the original game, and I enjoyed it, but it was a very quick-lived game. You had to put in lots of hours in order to get your characters in the game to where you could use them well and you wouldn't just die really quickly. Which, a lot of games do that. What is that? Modern Warfare, Call of Duty. You kind of level up your characters as you go. A lot of times it was for skins, just appearances and stuff. But it's moved on. Well, at least with EA, I know. It's a very weapon upgrade, ability upgrades, that kind of thing. So what EA's microtransactions were doing was saying, we'll give you these crates with rewards in them. You don't know what rewards are going to be in this crate, but I don't know how you get these crates either. I think it's after you play so long, or you beat a certain thing, or I don't really know the details on that. But the point is, it was a random box drop. You get random rewards. The model of business this is very much like is, you've probably seen on YouTube these channels where they just open these toys like an egg, or something like a box. They open this box. You have no idea what's going to be in this box. You've paid for this box, and you know that one of 100 things is going to be in this box, and you don't know what's going to be in it. It's very it's a very sleazy way of taking advantage of kids, I feel like. And so EA has I guess adopted this model as well. And the nice thing about this is that other countries have looked into this, including, well, I know Belgium has, I know Hawaii has. They've looked into this and have deemed it gambling, because you're buying something that you don't know what you're going to get in it, and it's a game that children play. It's a game that people under 21 play, and they're spending money on these, I guess, prizes that you don't know what's going to come in it. It could be crap that you get, and in this grand scheme of things, it's a game, and it's not going to really help you in life, and it's very it's a very tempting thing to do for a young person under 21, because they don't have the full they're not mature enough to know that their self-worth. I feel like you really know your self-worth after you get into college and you've started doing a few years in the with the real world. You're not in school, you're doing a job, you're making money, that kind of thing. I think that's when you start discovering like your self-worth and stuff. But basically, EA is kind of melding a pay-to-play game with a surprise kind of a gambling method and they've melded those two stupid, aggravating and annoying tactics into this business model, and it blew up in their faces. It really blew up in their faces because the gamers are very outspoken, and they kind of banded together. And just like with the net neutrality thing, the first time they tried to do the net neutrality, there was a big backlash, and it seemed like you would be crazy to move forward with that. But how much later are we now? They're now going forward with net neutrality, so it seems like this thing that's sooner or later it's going to happen. But anyways, the Disney brand, Disney company, sees that all these countries are looking into deeming this game as a gambling game and not allowing children under 21 to play this game. And Disney, I guess, is concerned about that because that's their target audience. They're trying to rejuvenate Star Wars for a new generation, and they're putting millions of dollars into this goal of getting kids excited about Star Wars. So let's see, this head is looking a little skewed. I'm going to select the head. The thing I've done with this head is I've put it on a new layer because it's a new character. What I'm going to do here, I guess I need to put this back to normal, but I'm going to try skewing it. Transform, let's try distort, because I think skew is going to look a little odd because of the angle. Okay, so that's distortion. We might pull it down. Okay, so when I was talking to the commissioner, we agreed that the head looked a little off. Not sure what looks off about it. I think it's this side of the face over here. It's kind of sitting and leaning on her stomach, and it makes it a little hard to figure out what's going on here. So she's going to be smiling. We got to give her a lip, or lips. Some lips right there. And back to what I was saying about EA. I was originally going to buy this game, Battlefront 2. I was excited about it, and then I heard this controversy coming up, and I was like, I don't know. I don't have a lot of time to put into it, and they were talking about how it takes, 4,800 hours to get a Darth Vader of playtime if you're not going to be paying. And I was like, shit, I don't have time for that kind of... I don't have time for that kind of play. So, my plan is just to rent the game maybe once or twice. Wait till there's a deal on Redbox where you can get a game for a free night or something, and just kind of try it out and get my fill of Battlefront 2 in one night. That way EA's not made money off of it, and their stock continues to fall. Interesting fact, the EA stock, what was it? It went down 8%, or was it? Let me see. Okay, so EA stock is down 8.5%, which means $3 billion of money lost due to this this sleazy microtransaction game model. So yeah, hope they learned their lesson this time and they start to kind of be careful. What is the moral of this story? Don't anger your customers. Right? I don't know what the moral of the story is, but don't be a corporate, don't give in to corporate greed, and be concerned more about the money than your customers. I know a lot of people are complaining about EA's mainly focused on multiplayer. Star Wars has some very good single player campaign games. Well, at least they did in the past. And I think a lot of gamers are just looking for these single player campaigns to make a return, and they want some new material. There's a lot of stuff EA has kind of come after another game for being a single player, but they didn't have a license, I think. So I don't know the full story of that, but just know that there's more stuff you can look into if you're interested. Shoot, that's looking a little weird. So we got an ear for her there. Let's see if the head looks a little large. What are we going to do about that? I think what I would like to do is let's rotate it so it's fairly horizontal, and then let's kind of squeeze it together there. A nice squeeze. We're stroking and we're squeezing all the time, stroking and squeezing in art. It's a fun... Oh, now we need to make it a little bigger. Okay. So after some stroking and squeezing, we now have a proportional head. Well, actually it needs to be a little smaller, I think. I was looking at the boob thinking that's normal size boob, but it's a very big boob. She's put on a lot of weight, and a lot of that weight has gone into her chest. Okay, so that looks, I don't know, Hera's head looks smaller than Sabine's. Let's make it a little bit smaller. We want their eyes to be about the same size, and I think their eyes are about the same size right now. let's just test that out by doing this. Does it fit? Yes, that's super close. So I think they are now proportional to each other. All right. Sabine has very narrow eyes. So I'm going to try to get these eyes to look narrow. Okay, and the other thing I wanted to mention is in my previous video where I drew Hera, I recommended buying Star Wars Battlefront, and I just wanted to be sure that I went on the record of saying I take that back. I think if you buy the game, you're supporting this corporate greed, and this is a very good time to take a stand and tell game makers that we'd like good games and we'd like to not be paying constantly for our games. You can do that shit on the cell phone, but keep it on the cell phones. We don't want it to invade the console. Or at least I think we don't. It's pretty crazy what some people pay on the cell phones. You know, the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes game on EA, it's a mobile game, and some people spend thousands of dollars a year on that game. Thousands of dollars for a game. And if you play this game, or actually if you look into it, the game offers things you can buy, and like maybe just to buy a character is a ridiculous charge. Like $80 for half of a character. You know, it's just, I see these prices and think, who in the world is going to spend the money, this kind of money? I mean, you can buy a video game that's much better than the game on this phone for what, $60, and you're going to be paying $80 for just this character who you don't actually need for the game. It's very baffling to me, and just kind of what is going on in the world? Don't understand what happens and what people think anymore, I guess. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel. Just some people with way too much money, that wealth gap, man, big. All right, so we got Sabine going here. I am going to fix this pupil really quick. All right, so we're gonna get kind of a glare on this side too, maybe right here. And now we'll shade this top part a little bit. Alright, so now we got Sabine's face. And I'm going to conclude this video. This is Okayokayokok. I have a DeviantArt profile. I have lots of comics on there, lots of free comics on there too. If you want to look out my gallery, just hop on over to DeviantArt. I've got a link down in the description. I also have a link to the petition if you'd like to get in on the action. Tell game makers, don't be corporate greed and wait, that doesn't make sense. Don't be corporate greed. More like, don't be greedy, you corporate greedy people. Much better, right? Okay, so if you'd like to see this commission, I'm going to do more videos on this commission. So hit subscribe if you want to see the next one. Hit like if you want to see more weight gain or more Star Wars characters in the gallery. Thank you for stopping by, and I will catch you later.